courtyard near the main stage. The concert was stopped moments ago so fire trucks could get in.
And a team of Eyewitness News 5 photojournalists worked through the night covering this story. And our Team 5 coverage begins this morning with Keith Copeland, who's standing by live in Rome, New York. Good morning, Keith. What can you tell us?
Oh, good morning, Donna. What I can tell you is it's quiet out here right now. Probably the quietest it's been over the last few days. I arrived here at the former Griffiths Air Force Base within the past hour. I can tell you I saw a lot of traffic streaming along the New York State Thruway heading out of town. A lot of concert goers obviously hitting the road this morning and trying to head home and leave the grounds. You saw some of the pictures a few seconds ago, and last night certainly quite a scene here. There were fires burning throughout the afternoon, but we understand that those fires grew through the day, maybe a half dozen or so, and then they got larger in intensity, and then you can see pieces of the peace wall, ironically enough, torn down as well. We had a chance to speak with some of the concert promoters a short while ago, as you see state police moving in there. They talked a little bit about the future of Woodstock in the wake of last night's incidents.
To have this terribly unfortunate situation blemish, put a permanent blemish on what was accomplished here this weekend. You're right, the mayor of Rome was here and invited us back 5 years from now. The three producers were very optimistic. We were feeling very positive.
As I said before, Don, I arrived here within the past hour. Eyewitness News 5's Catherine Craig has been here all weekend long. You were here during the height of it last night. Catherine also had a chance to speak with some of the vendors, too.
Absolutely. And one thing that we talked about with just fans going to Syracuse, New York in 1994 for the Woodstock 94 concert, nothing like this happened over there. But certainly there was some looting of vendors around the festival time, around when the festival was wrapping. Some vendors we spoke here last night also had a tough time.
We were just afraid that we were going to get hurt. We all had pipes and stuff trying to protect ourselves because we didn't know what was going to happen. It started off with just a few bonfires in the garbage cans, and then before we knew it, the stage was part of the stage was on fire, and then the tractor trailers, and then explosions, and
it's pretty disgusting. I can't believe that people would wreck the place like this. The absolute weirdest thing I saw was the fact that over there, about 40 yards or so, was 4 ATM machines, and they managed to disappear in under 2 minutes.
First, I was afraid for the stuff. I was afraid for all the merchandise. I was afraid it was going to get stolen. Then I was just afraid. I didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want anybody I was with to get hurt, and it really bothered me because this is supposed to be about peace, and it was destruction for no reason.
And some vendors we talked with last week expected to make at least $10,000 from the merchandise they made, and we want to catch up with some of them this week just to see if everything went well and if they lost or if they didn't lose anything.
Yeah, and when you hear about this story throughout the day, obviously if you're waking up right now and this is news to you, you're going to see a lot regarding the fires, you're going to see a lot regarding the looting. Understand right now that it's very calm, and a lot of the people who were at this concert are leaving in a fairly orderly fashion, so it is very calm right now in the wake of what happened last night, certainly, which was anything but calm.
Absolutely true.
Donna?
Catherine, I know that they had hired a security team or system. Where were they last night when all of this was going on? Do you know anything about that?
Well, last night we talked to one security officer off camera, and he said that there were rumors that crowds were going to get a little bit rowdy last night, so a hundred of them left early yesterday afternoon. That's when a good chunk of the fires started raging around here, a lot of the bonfires, so it's just some rumors, just some hearsay that some security officers did leave, but we didn't see any around here when we were roaming around the area, and that's when a lot of the fires did start.
Okay, Catherine Craig and Keith Copeland reporting live from Woodstock, New York and Rome, New York. We'll check in with you in just a little bit. Keith and Catherine, thank you so much for your coverage this morning. And earlier this morning, I was awoken with a knock on the door, something you don't expect as a parent, and I did allow